Shalom. I'm Wessels, a pastoral counselor and spiritual director. Please join me as we sit in each other's silence again today. And as we've started to do last week, this contemplative sit will focus on stillness, and when we have the experience that God has become silent. In our world, we are so dependent on language. We try and harness and tame everything in words in a futile attempt to control. As a result, we become very uncomfortable with silence. And silence might have the meaning that we are being abandoned. And that might just serve to enhance a feeling of separateness and add to a certain anxiety. So today we are going to sit together and open ourselves to presence which surpasses, which goes beyond words, which does not rely on language for its expression. Before we start, let us just ground ourselves again as we start to breathe deeply. Take an in-breath, and as you breathe in wholeness, fullness. And as you breathe out, exhale stressfulness, anxiety, limitation. Today, as we breathe in, imagine that when you breathe in, you raise your shoulders a little bit and let the rhythm of breathing today, rather than focusing on the in and out rhythm, rather than focusing on in and out, let us today rather focus and imagine that in-breath extends us to lengthen ourselves. So we'll be sitting with a good posture, with a straight back, and as you breathe in, experience how your shoulders actually rise and you become taller. And as you breathe out down your body towards the floor. Breathe in and raise your shoulders. Breathe out and just allow your shoulders to naturally, comfortably lower a little bit as you breathe down towards the floor in front of your body. Just allow the out-breath to naturally relax you, your shoulders relaxing. Now become aware of the chair upon which you're sitting, all the surfaces which are supporting you. Feet on the floor, the chair, all the stable surfaces supporting you, and allow that to remind you of your grounding. Breathe in deeply again, extending upwards. Breathe out towards the floor. And now, imagine the space around you to be a warm energy. And just extend that forwards as far as you can see, to the sides, backwards. And in this personal space, just experience how you're being centered. Being centered and finding peace there, shalom. But now also, as you experience this space, this energy around you, allow certain elements of creation to enter that space. Your loved ones, elements of nature, the rest of creation. Just experience the oneness that it brings. And now, in this space of grace around us, let us just open ourselves to the presence of God. Choose a sacred word. Or a phrase like, let go. And as we sit intentionally inviting God into our life space, every time we find that we drift, that the ego takes over, just introduce this word gently. For instance, saying, let go. And now for the next 2 minutes, join me as we sit in each other's silence and just invite God's presence into our lives. And in this way, in a wondrous, awe-inspired way, let us just become aware of presence beyond language. After the 2 minutes, we will be reminded of God's presence and we'll respond with thanks be to God. Let us sit in each other's silence. Be reminded of the presence of God. Thanks be to God. Breathe in deeply again. And in the heaviness of the in-breath, be reminded of the presence of God in your life. And now, as you go back, venturing to the rest of this day, may the experience that you've had be the shalom of fullness and harmony in the universe creating music of God.